Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor Unchained. In this video, I want to talk about runes, and why the potential where I think we have 4 runes right now is absolutely massive. And I'm going to cover a couple things regarding that. So, before I do anything, let's just jump in, because I want to compare two things right now. Because the runes have now been out for about 6 months. We really have not seen runes do anything. The current meta for the cycle is meme coins. Runes are on top of the mother chain. They're literally on Bitcoin native L1. And they're most, outside of a few, utility projects, they're mostly meme coins, right? Yet they have not had real major long-term runs yet. So I want to compare just BRC20s to some rune tokens. I want to show you guys the similarities. So the first thing I want to pull up, this is Track on Ordinals. I actually minted a bunch of these all the way back in, I think it was maybe April of 2023, some point like that. Let's go to a 4-hour. But I want to show you guys some similarities in which I think we have for the overall market, right? Because like I said, runes have only been out for a few months now. So right here. So all the way in May. So Track ended up minting, or whatever, it's been out in May. Until, months and months pass, really did not do anything. Yes, it went up, went down. How many days is that? That's about 5 months. Let's say 6 months, right? About 6 months passed until Track went on a parabolic, absolutely insane run. Legitimately from pennies up to legit $7-8, right? Had an incredible run. And I don't think it's over, not even close. I'm just showing you guys as an example. We are seeing this same kind of thing set up for runes tokens right now. And the main reason why, I'm not bringing up another like Fractal Bitcoin or a brand new other meta protocol. One, again, meme coins are the current meta for this cycle. I think meme coins right now are kind of like DeFi was in 2020. Even though I think AI also is going to have an incredible run going forward. But because I think, one, again, meme coins are the main narrative this cycle. And two, we're talking about meme coins on the mother chain that have not even started parabolic rallies yet. Track sat sideways, had a nice little move up, came all the way back down, and started its run, right? Let's look at the top, or at least one of the #1 runes tokens. So again, from April, it came up, did a little bit, kind of chilled, came all the way back down, and now what is it doing? From April to October. So April what? April 23rd to October 11th. August, September, October. That's about 6 months in which runes really haven't done anything. And it looks like they're starting to pick up. But again, I think these charts are actually fairly similar in the idea where, again, most runes launched, they came down. They had some of them had pretty good pumps, about a month later. And then same thing, they completely died out again. And they've been dead for months. But what happens after a coin is dead for so long, right? It ends up running and flying. If it's the right utility / the right meme, going forward, I think it's going to be some of the top memes on Bitcoin are going to go parabolic at some point. But again, dog is just one example where the chart looks like that. Yeah, it's lagging like crazy. I don't know what's going on. So let's look at another one. You know, one of the most popular one is pups. I mean, this is sitting at what? If this is 500 million right now, that's insane. But like pups, look at the same exact chart, right? Launched, came back down. June had a ton of hype, came back down again. But again, we got to look at this chart kind of like this. You know, I mean, the fact pups is at 500 million already. You know, if we look at it like this, that's, you know, we're thinking that pups would be going to like 2 to 3 billion. Like I don't know. I don't know how high this could end up going. But I mean, just chart wise, this looks like it's about to start, you know, at least get into bullish formation, start making some higher highs, higher lows. Maybe a trend sideways / up for a little while before it really starts to run and go parabolic. But like I said, you guys can see the kind of similarities in some of these charts, right? And I do think that this is going to be something to very much so pay attention to. Because yes, we do have fractal Bitcoin out, you know, and all like whatever the new narrative, right? But runes are now time tested. There are communities, some rune communities that have been building and grinding now for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, regardless of the entire sentiment on runes being completely dead, regardless of people fading runes because there's a newer meta protocol out, regardless of people fading runes because there's countless newer Bitcoin L2s out, you know, I think we are actually gearing up for long term a really nice run for a lot of runes coins. Again, just, I mean, I'm very technical with how I go about things. Charts look very similar. The vibe that I'm getting, again, is meme coins are going to run everything. I think if we can see more of these coins get on different exchanges that are easy for people to trade, especially if these coins can bridge onto another chain like Solana, even though, of course, I know that's completely against the idea of, you know, being on Bitcoin and kind of decentralization, you know, whatever it is. I get it. But at the same point, to draw a ton of liquidity from other chains into these coins is going to be mainly through things like that. You know, so again, it's going to be a double-edged sword because yes, it's going to draw a ton of new holders very quickly and easily. But right, you're kind of killing the idea behind, you know, runes itself, the Bitcoin DeFi itself. So I don't know. You know, for me personally, it's like I do love innovation, but at the end of the day, we are all here to make money, right? And, you know, and watch how innovation grows as time goes on. But so I'm going to bring up a few low cap memes that I think have a lot of potential. So some of the, I'll bring up a couple here. So obviously I brought up dog. I think dog, excuse me. Oh man, my fault. I've been recording for hours. Dog go to the moon. Obviously one of the number one runes, right? $1 billion cat strength. This cat does not give up. You know, it's kind of funny. I do like this project. I think its community is very strong. Yeah, look at that run. That is insane. Like, oh my god. The N formation, like a literal N shape. That's funny. I wonder if this goes down or goes up from here. But anyways, with Billy here, I think it is one of the strongest newer communities though for runes. You know, to me, it almost seems like the Mog of Bitcoin. You know, a lot of people have seen, like, you know, literally wearing Billy glasses. You know, personally, I don't, I can never get myself, to do that. Again, I like the idea. To me, I think it's a little corny for what it is, but I know people say the same exact thing with Mog, right? So, like I get people's thesis behind it. It's the same thing. Anyone can put these Billy glasses on their PFPs, right, to show that they're part of the community. They're kind of just, they're taking the Mog approach, and has been working very well. Same exact idea, right? But overall, I think because of this, even though it is doing exactly what Mog is doing, I think it has a lot of potential going forward. Like, you literally see this. It seems like there are a lot of supporters, that are part of this cult, this community. This is definitely a Bitcoin cult, So like I said, I respect it. They're doing their thing. I don't own any. I've actually never owned any Billy, but I've been watching it for a while. They do have a rune now also, which I think is actually pretty bullish. I'm sorry, not a rune, an ordinal collection with it. So Billy definitely is one to be long-term paying attention to. I think the strength here is undeniable at this point. So for right now, I'm starting to get very bullish on Billy. Yes, am I late at 80 million? Yes, but in the long term, am I going to be late? Probably not. This is probably going to go a lot higher. Pups World Peace. I think Pups is probably one of the number one runes tokens to be holding. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. So I don't know where I pulled up Pups. What did I just pull it up? It was 500 million? But now it's 200 million? I'm lost. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Pups, if it is now at 200 million in market cap, that is definitely a lot more reasonable to see more upside than already being at 500 million. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Dog, I think. Yeah, so Pups is at 200 million. I think that's still very low for where it's going to go. Bitcoin puppets are the number one cult-like community on Bitcoin. Dog is not bad. I don't hold any Dog. I don't plan on holding any, but I think it still has a little bit of upside, a good amount of upside still. So Waddle Waddle Pengu is one I was bullish on in the past. I'm still fairly bullish. Wanko, in my opinion, I was bullish on them in the past, but I feel like they just haven't been, at least to me, proving themselves. So I don't know how I feel about them anymore. But Mr. Yen, guys, I'm going to bring this up again. I've literally been accumulating long-term and just holding Mr. Yen for I don't know how long at this point. Mr. Yen, I do hold this. Full disclosure, I like this meme. I think this is one of the only different type of rune tokens that's out on the market, and I think this is going to have an insane run long term. I think this is going to be one of the top 10 runes, or top 10 rune meme coins that is going to come out of runes. I think it's just a really good project overall. They've been fairly active on and off over the last few months. But Mr. Yen is definitely one to pay attention to. I'll bring up one more also that I do like. Well, if it loads today, but the one that I do like a lot, excuse me. Yeah, my throat's like gone. But one of my favorite rune tokens, let's see here, is actually Based Angel Rune. So this one, again, same exact thing I've been accumulating, holding for a long time. I don't even know where it is. But Based Angel Rune, I think, is a very good opportunity. I can't even find it. There it is. Yeah, wow. Alright, so I don't mean to shill such a low cap coin. But same thing, I've been in this for a long time. I hold this one as well. This to me is the Retardio coin of Bitcoin. Based Angels, I'm going to show you the collection here. Based Angels are, in my opinion, the Retardio of ordinals / the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem. Community-wise, the community is nothing like Retardio. I think they're still fairly strong. But, you'll see what I mean. They're the same exact type of PFPs, but, they're kind of just made for ordinals, This is probably my highest conviction bet on the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem is, a lot of these ordinal NFTs. And like I said, the based angel rune is attached to it. But same thing, all these charts, guys, they all look the same, right? All these runes token, whether they're micro cap or large, they launched, they came back down, they had a nice little pump, they tried to run a lot of them. They came down and they're just flat. I think we're gearing up for insane moves coming soon. I think if we start to see Bitcoin breaking 70K, 80K, going into price discovery, I think any and every rune that has some sort of community behind it is going to gigapump. And then also we're probably going to see the newer meta protocols start to rip too. Maybe, oh my god, excuse me. Like even we're going to see, fractals start to move. And any sort of fractal tokens like CAT with CAT 20. Some of like the most hype, I think, for the newer narratives are going to really pump too. Because initially I was thinking for the longest time that we're strictly going to only see the newest Bitcoin meta protocol that's out actually pump when Bitcoin starts to move. But, now that me seeing that, runes is getting more volume again, people are actually still paying attention to runes. It's kind of made me rethink my idea of that, because like I said, I actually did not think runes would have too much of a comeback if another meta protocol launched after it, which Fractal already did. But obviously that's kind of completely defying the odds, right? So overall I think runes do have a lot of upside coming in the future still. I mean, you can even just see a lot of volume. Price is starting to move up on a lot of these, right? Even this BAMK Nakamoto dollar. 65 million. That actually could be a really large utility project long term. Even though it's already at 65 million in market cap, long term still has some potential there. There's a lot of different ones. Based Internet Panda, shout out to them. I've seen them on the timeline a lot. Even Sparky's kind of strong, very strong community too. A lot of random strong ones, right? But it's going to be a patience game in my opinion going forward. I do think that memes on Bitcoin definitely have a place coming in the future. But again, it's just going to be a patience game. So those are my thoughts right now on the market. Like I said, I think runes may actually follow the trajectory that BRC20s followed, but mainly for the idea of these meme coins. Because again, if we start to really rip, Bitcoin DeFi in and of itself will pump, but I think a lot of the Bitcoin memes are going to pump like crazy as well, because those are what is probably going to drive most attention to, like, I look at like where most of the crypto degens, most people in crypto right now, I feel like the ones that are really just trying to make it really degenning and stuff, they're all in meme coins, right? And I think if they start to see a lot of attention on the Bitcoin ecosystem, that's where they're going to start aiming their focus, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on runes. I think runes will have a ton of upside long term. Same with Fractal. I think everything is going to pump. A lot of, even BRC20s might revive, come out of nowhere again in the future. But, for me, with BRC20s to revive like that, we really got to see BRC20 projects still delivering. And I actually have not seen a single BRC20 project continue to deliver outside of Track and Ghosty, which Ghosty is now rebranded to Spooky, which is actually going to be on top of Tap Protocol. Those are the only two that have consistently been building that I've seen over the last legitimate 6 to 8 months since BRC20's kind of slowed down, right? But again, it just comes down to consistency for any of these projects. If they're consistent through the dark times, through the lows, that right there is what will take them into insane highs. If projects were dead at the lows, they didn't post anything, and then they come back, they're not going to do anything because most people are going to know that they disappeared. They weren't building anything. So if they are building something, it's probably going to be BS, just to catch the next, wave of hype, right? So that's why you want to find clear winners by focusing on who's been building and doing things throughout the, price being down for 6 to 8 months, right? That's what I got for you guys today. Another ramble a little bit, but like I said, I think runes have a lot of upside. And at this point, guys, we're gearing up for major upside, so I don't mind. I like sharing a lot of random coins. I try not to share, the most micro cap stuff anymore on the channel. When I had a couple hundred people watching me, obviously I don't care, but I don't want to just use this YouTube to just pump coins left and right. That's the last thing I want to focus on. So, but what I'm getting at is I don't want to pump shit like that. And I just think it's a good time to be focusing on things that are very low bottomed out, regardless of market cap, because that's where the opportunity is right now. So that's just what I wanted to show everyone in this video. So outside of that, once Bitcoin really picks up and starts moving, goes into new highs, we really break very bullish, we get confirmation, that's going to be liftoff for a lot of these Bitcoin memes. So outside of that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.